Adam, who finds himself in the bathtub after coming into the sense. He has got upset finding himself here. He instantaneously wakes up, which a bathtub stopper is removed and the water that contains blue liquid is also drained. It will be demonstrated what that liquid is. As the light turns on, he recognizes that Dr. Lawrence is also visible, and both are chained in an old and filthy washroom, and there is a dead body full of blood before them. It had a revolver in one hand while another hand has a tape recorder. Both cannot remember how did they arrive here. Afterward, both find a cassette, bullet, and key, through which they try to open the lock of their chain but fail. This key is of another lock. Adam, with the help of Dr. Lawrence, picks the tap near the dead body and both hear the cassette of each other, which has recorded the voice of a distorted person, who tells Adam he has spoiled the lives of many people recording secretly, and today the opportunity is given to mend himself. Either he may die due to starvation or escape courageously. Lawrence is also told by the same voice that he never realized the worth of his life. He has been conveying messages of death to his patients for the last many years, and how will it be when he himself be in such death condition? If he wants to see alive of his daughter and wife, he will have to kill Adam before the time 6 o'clock. To accomplish this task, the room has hidden clues that he will find. Dr. Lawrence plays a cassette again for an understanding of clue where he hears "Follow your heart." That is the second clue. According to this clue, he notices a sign of heart on the toilet tank. Adam finds 2 hacksaws and some photos which were captured by Dr. Lawrence, and he does not tell about these photographs to Doctor. Both try to cut their chains but in vain. Adam hurls this saw furiously, shattering the saw and glass of a nearby wall. Dr. Lawrence also struggles to cut the chain but cannot. They get understanding that this saw is not to cut the chain but their feet. It is the trial for them as they may sacrifice their feet. Facing such circumstances, they remember that their captor is none but Jigsaw, who tried to entrap them in a murder a few months ago. Now we see the movie flashback. Dr. Lawrence tells that Jigsaw victimizes those who devalue their lives, who plays with the life of others. According to them, Jigsaw is not a killer. He does not kill his victim himself, rather, he tortures his victim physically and psychologically through a game. If the victim survives, he may know the importance of life. David Tapp was investigating Jigsaw killer on the murder of Mark. He has got a pen containing Dr. Lawrence's fingerprints. The doctor is suspected by him, so Doctor is interrogated. Detectives ask the doctor about his presence at the murder of Mark. At that time, he goes to meet his attorney. He wanted to hide it because of his affair with that lady, and he did not want to reveal it before his wife. He has to tell it to avoid arresting. Jigsaw's other victim, Amanda, is called so that she may recognize the kidnapper Jigsaw, who is perhaps disguising himself as a doctor. But Amanda refuses to recognize him because he had never seen Jigsaw's real face. Amanda drugs heroin but cannot get rid of it even after a great struggle, so Jigsaw also victimizes her. She is only the first lady who wins the trial of Jigsaw. Faced with the prospect of death, she believes Jigsaw has aided in the repair of her life. She gets rid of the addiction to drugs, so soft corner is made for Jigsaw. The story of the movie again moves to Adam and the doctor, where they understand and think someone is looking at them behind the wall glass. After a time, conversing, Dr. Lawrence takes out his family photo from his wallet and shows it to Adam. Adam finds the captive family photo. He keeps it in a hidden way to avoid grief. Otherwise, behind the photo, Adam also finds a hint through which he finds clue X through X mark. They search a little red box containing a cigarette lighter, phone, and a note for a doctor which he considered as laying dead bodies blood piousness. Mixing cigarette with blood and giving it to Adam. He has the ability to murder Adam if he urges, but he does not. And he asks Adam to dramatize death by taking a cigarette. But Jigsaw comes to know it and their plan flops. The doctor receives a call on the same phone and he knows about his captive family. He has little time to accomplish his task, which is the murder of Adam. He also knows through a call that Adam is already aware of a doctor. Showing photographs to the doctor, Adam informs Detective Tapp had paid him to keep an eye on you. Observing others and taking their photos secretly is his profession. Noticing a photo carefully, the doctor observes his hospital employee in their hospital window. The doctor is assured that he is Jigsaw, who has kidnapped his daughter and wife and the mastermind of the whole operation, keeping an eye over them through the camera in their house. A clock had struck 6 o'clock before the doctor realizes it. According to the rule, the doctor had not still killed Adam. So Zepp informs through a call that his family will not survive, and it is all his mistake. Hearing the sound of the gun through call, the doctor is gone mad. He has no other way now. He has to cut his feet with a saw to reach the revolver. He shoots Adam using a revolver. At the same time, Zepp tries to kill the family with saw, but Detective Tapp saves them. Zepp escapes trickily, but the detective arrives there pursuing him, where the doctor and Adam are captive. Detective Tapp tries to apprehend Zepp but is killed in the process. The doctor had not killed Adam on the assigned time, so saying it is the rule. Zepp is nearly to shoot the doctor, recovering from the wound of gunshot. Adam attacks Zepp and kills him with the toilet tank lid. Both are injured now. The doctor decides to take help and crawls out for it, leaving Adam. Adam tries to search for the key of the chain from Zepp's corpse, and he also finds a tape from his pocket. Seeing it, he is astonished hearing the tape. He knows that Zepp was also the game victim of Jigsaw. Jigsaw had poisoned his body. To get the antidote of it, he was asked to kill the doctor's family. As the tape ends, the laying dead body in the room gets up facing him. Adam loses his senses. This corpse of none but of Jigsaw, whose real name is John Kramer. He was monitoring the whole operation pretending he was a corpse. A memory in the current questions that Jigsaw is the same cancer patient who's being handled by Dr. Lawrence. Then Adam recognizes that perhaps the blue thing which drained was the key to his liberty had always. Adam was about to shoot Jigsaw with Zepp's gun. He weakens him with electric shock. Jigsaw leaves him for death in that room before Adam may act anymore. First part of the movie ends here. Now in the second part, we see a guy named Michael who became the victim of Jigsaw killing, and he finds himself in an unknown room stuck in a life-threatening helmet. Jigsaw sends his message using videotape where he finds the reason of being here. Actually, Michael was a police spy who keeps telling the police about people. According to Jigsaw, he ruined life of many people by making them arrest. According to the rules of Jigsaw game, he was left with only 1 minute. Before his helmet gets locked and he dies, Jigsaw gives him the hint that the key to helmet has been fixed at the back of his eye. Today was his assessment whether he could sacrifice his eye, which he kept on people, in order to save his own life. Michael tries much to dig out the key, but all in vain. At last the timer ends and his face shatters away. On the other hand, we see that Detective Eric and his son had an argument. He gets angry and asks his son to leave. When he repents upon his mistake, he tries to go back to him. But his son Daniel was lost and had no information. Then Detective Allison calls upon Eric about the investigation of crime scene of Michael, because Michael had left a note for Eric on the wall. And here we come to know that Michael was informer of Eric, who used to send people information to Eric. After reading the note on the wall and logo on helmet, he understands where those masks were manufactured. Finally, Eric finds out the secret and exact location of Jigsaw with the help of other detectives, where they find Jigsaw as a weak person suffering from cancer. There they find out that they have not founded Jigsaw. In fact, he did smart planning so as to trap them. There they see on monitors that Jigsaw had kept Daniel, Michael's son, and many others are trapped in a room filled with poisonous gas, and those people were left with only 2 hours until they die of poison. Jigsaw also tells Eric that only those people were locked inside, whom he arrested against false evidences, and he did all that with the help of Michael. And up till now, people who were trapped never knew that Daniel was Michael's son. Otherwise, they would have killed him of revenge. Jigsaw tells Eric that if he wants, he can save his son. That would be only possible if he follows his game's rules. The rules of his game were quite simple, that one has to understand Jigsaw for a while. According to the rules of the game, he agrees to talk to him alone. During conversation, Eric finds out that Jigsaw knows him very well. Like Eric used to torture his prisoners very badly when he was police officer 5 years ago, so that they could admit the crime. And once he broke the teeth of a prisoner. And not only this, but he also managed to make false charges against the criminals. He tells him the reason of being Jigsaw. As per him, people don't know the importance of life, and they don't have survival skills until they see death in front of them. Like Eric felt for his son at that moment, he understands that humans have much power to tolerate pain, and he wanted to tell the people about the importance of their life by his wrong way. Jigsaw says that he has a sign which he imprints on the body of those who don't survive. On the other hand, all the prisoners were trying to find out their reason for being here. That the people never knew about each other. Amanda finds out the tape of Jigsaw, in which they find out that they were left with 2 hours unless the poison gas kills them. In order to survive the game, they had to find the hidden antidote in the room, the secret code of which Jigsaw tells them in the form of puzzle, that the code was present at the back of their brain in the color of rainbow. Jigsaw also tells them that their presence there was linked to only one reason, the clue of which they would find out from the X mask hidden in the house. They also find out a key and a note in which Jigsaw warned them not to open the door with the key. But Xavier denies Jigsaw rule and tries to open the room with the key. But in doing this, the trigger of the gun opens up and Gus dies of staring in the hole. Jigsaw intentionally provided the door key for 2 reasons. Because he knew that someone would try to open the door despite his warning, and would die. And on the other hand, to tell the people that rules need to be followed. Otherwise their end would be the same. After sometimes the room door opens up by itself, and they find no way out after checking the house thoroughly. Then they find the door to the basement. They find the Jigsaw new message, a pail, and many other things. They also find a name, Obi, which was one of the names of the prisoners. They discover Obi was the reason they were there, but he himself never knew that why he was there. Jigsaw tells that he had put the 2 antidotes in a kiln, and one of which was Obi's gift for kidnapping all and bringing them here, and second was for one of other prisoners. The recorded message was a puzzle which said, when you are in hell, only devil can save you. And that message ends. But no one cares about that. When Obi's name reveals, then Xavier threatens him of killing. But Obi never gets frightened. He goes inside the kiln to find out antidotes, and he successfully takes one of the antidotes. But in order to find the other antidote, the door of the kiln shuts by itself. It catches up the fire and he dies, and that antidote vanishes there. Then they find out another room and the timer of the room triggers up. After listening to the tape, they find out that this room was test room of Xavier, who was a drug dealer involved in putting people under addiction of drugs. In this test, Xavier had to find out the key of the room placed inside the needle's waist, where that other antidote was present. But instead of doing it by himself, he throws Amanda inside. After trying so much, Amanda finds out the key, but time was out till that time, and the door gets shut forever. After being alone, Xavier enters the room 1 where he finds out the number, because of which he solves out the puzzle of Jigsaw. Jigsaw had written the secret code at the back of everyone in the rainbow color. In order to find the code, he kills him, and there they find out the thing which was connecting all of them. That was that instead of Daniel, everyone had gone to jail, and Daniel's father Eric was responsible for sending them to jail against false charges. And when Xavier finds out this, he comes out to find Daniel. Now Addison finds another room where antidote was kept in glass casing. She ignores the recorder and tries to find out the antidote, but she gets trapped in it and dies because his veins cut off. And if she had listened to the tape, she might have found the key to the glass box, and she might not be killed and would have found the antidote. Xavier listens her shouting and reaches out there, and takes out her code and leaves her for dying there. After a while, a girl dies of poison. After finding code from many people's bodies, Xavier tries to find out Daniel. Eric sees his son's life in danger and loses consciousness. He hits Jigsaw real hard so as to find out the location of his son, and Jigsaw agrees to take him to the exact location. But he makes a bet that he would go there alone. Xavier follows them and reaches to the washroom and asks them to tell his number. Then Amanda asks him that how would he understand the number written on his back, and Xavier thrashes out the skin at his back by cutting it. Xavier dies after being hit by Daniel during fighting with both of them. On the other hand, Eric enters the place Jigsaw had told him. He enters the basement and Force Team enters there, but they can't find the people in the video monitor and couldn't find the victims. And then they find out that this was not that house and they were seeing the captured video, which means whatever had happened to the victims occurred before capturing Jigsaw. On the other hand, Eric enters the washroom for finding his son, but he finds neither Amanda nor Daniel. Then he finds out the dead body in the bathtub. When he gets closer, the dead body injects him and makes him unconscious. When he wakes up, Eric finds out that he is chained now. A tape nearby reveals the secret that there was another mastermind instead of Jigsaw, and that mastermind was Amanda, who did all this to take revenge from Eric. Because she was never on drugs, but Eric put false charges against her and arrested her, and she was jailed and got addicted to the drugs in the prison. Eric had ruined her life, but Jigsaw made her to leave drugs and gave her new life, and stressed the value of life to her. Jigsaw impresses her and she begins working for him. And here her first prey was Eric, and she intentionally got included in the prisoners so that she could complete her mission. And Jigsaw had also told Eric that his son was at the safe place. He was indicating towards him, and Amanda says him game over forever and shuts the door. And the movie ends with evil smile of Jigsaw. The end. Subscribe if want more recaps of this movie series. Bye.